Female Nation Survey results for 2013 have been announced, and in studio with me is Rebecca Davis, astronaut supermodel and also a writer for the Daily Maverick. Rebecca.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. Yeah, well, amazingly, 51% of women said that they were anti-legal abortion. So I'm not saying anti-abortion.
I fail to see how you could be anti-legal abortion, pro-illegal abortion. I mean, you know, Helen Ziller has a bit of a fudge on this one, but it's a pretty good workaround where she says, as a religious person, and I mean, whatever values she accompanies that with, I don't approve of abortion per se, but given the number of women who die in illegal abortions each year, I have to
say that legal, obviously.
Absolutely,
and no one is for abortion. People are for choice.
Exactly.
And if you correlate that with the amount of single mothers in this country, what we were talking about earlier, with 61% of women being, and this 61 is part of married women as well, it's women in general. So if you think how many women there are with children, without partners, without help, and probably without the choice.
And if you look also at the number of schoolgirls getting pregnant. I mean, in October, the Department of Basic Education released those horrifying stats that over 500 girls between the age of 8 and 14 had fallen pregnant in 2010. And also, what was remarkable about this is that all the news reports I saw portrayed this as if it were the result of consensual sex. But the fact remains that in terms of the law, you cannot have consensual sex with an 8-year-old or even a 14-year-old.
Or 14-year-old, I know.
So how that should have been reported was 500 girls were raped and fell pregnant. But that surely is an instance in which, I mean, I fail to see how somebody can take
say
a
to someone, you know what, you are 8 years
that.
old, have your baby.
Raise that child. But the other thing that was interesting in the survey findings was that married women were more tolerant towards abortion than unmarried women, which I also thought was amazing.
Yes, that was very interesting. I wish if we had known if it were married women with children.
Right.
Or just married women in general.
Right.
Because I think perhaps there might be a correlation between people who know what it takes to raise a child.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because, I mean, becoming a mother, being a mother, it's not something you do at a dawdle, you know. So it's quite a commitment.
On a whim, yeah.
So maybe people think, maybe women who've been through it.
Yes, have a great.
I mean, like I say again, no one is like saying, "Oh, let's go kill those unborn babies." No one believes in that. But it's about the choices you make.
Well, it would also be good to take those. So, just give me those stats again for and against abortion.
31% against.
Yeah, that's not very encouraging, but it's also matched with the governmental response, which is increasingly anti-abortion. Actually, we're seeing a real repeal of abortion rights in South Africa in a very worrying way. Only 40% of government-provided abortion services are actually available, the ones that should be. And we're increasingly seeing these public statements by Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi and his spokespeople kind of suggesting that people are having abortions as contraception, for which there's absolutely no evidence.
Ridiculous.
There's no evidence to support this at all. But I mean, it goes together with a generally conservative kind of Zuma-led, this whole moral regeneration.
About the family. And,
exactly. And I'm afraid abortion doesn't really fit into that narrative very, very smoothly, so I suppose it has to be chucked.
Thank you so much for joining us in the studio, Rebecca.
Thank you,
like I say, always nice to have you. And if you want to see more results about the Female Nation Survey, please click on the link below.